We are live. Hello, hello.
Hi, welcome to Facebook Live with Dr. Nelva Bryant. I am Greta Russo, and this is Dr. Bryant. Um, do you see it live on your end?
I do. We're live. We're live. Hey, folks, we're very sorry we started a little bit late and everything, but we're going to have a good show for you today. We have Jess from Bundle and Joy that's going to be joining us today. But before I get started, I'm Dr. Nelva Bryant. I'm a veterinarian and I work in the airline industry. I'm on staff with Delta Airlines, and my title is actually, I think it encompasses it better because it's kind of confusing with the title saying consulting veterinarian. I'm actually the animal logistics and welfare policy officer, and that better explains what I do for the airline. I was brought on staff to help review and revise the policies for animal transportation and ensure animal safety and welfare for all animals that are under our care. So the title actually fits a whole lot better than saying consulting veterinarian, because you're probably wondering what the heck is that role entail. So, but that's what I do for Delta. I've been with them since 2018, and I love that role and the opportunity that it's given me to really get an insight into the airline industry. Because of that role, though, I've seen, I developed When Pets Fly because I can see what pet owners can better do to prepare their pets for air travel, what veterinarians can do to better share information also. So I developed the platform to share that information more, and more it's basically focusing on pet-centric travel education is what I share on When Pets Fly. As I said, I've been doing that for quite some time now. I've been doing it now 5 years, believe it or not, and enjoying every minute of it. Started out really small with just a little Facebook group, but now I've expanded to, huge social media presence on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I also have a YouTube page. I also have a website, so you can go to the website and get some of the valuable information that I've developed over these past few years. Greta joined me 4 years ago, and we have started developing these Facebook Live events to basically share information with different stakeholders in the animal transportation industry. So these folks impact your animals during transport, your pets, basically. And Jess is going to share more information of what she does with us today. But before we jump into that, Greta, anything you want to share? Greta was out of town these past couple of weeks. I was missing her big time. I feel kind of awkward, just me, because Greta is as we say, our resident pet owner, cat owner. She slows me down because sometimes I go really, really fast and I'm just going and everything. So she slows it down and more of a kind of and ask questions that sometimes I don't even think about, because from my perspective, I don't think about it. But she's coming from the pet owner perspective. So Greta, welcome back, and introduce yourself, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Greta Russo, and I help out Dr. Bryant with When Pets Fly and getting our brand and message out to the world. And we've been at this for about 4 years now. So it's been a great journey, and we're happy also to have you here as a part of the journey as well. I think because we're running behind, why don't we bring Jess on up to the speaker box so that we can get this started. Hi, Jess.
Hey, Jess.
Hi, how are you guys? I'm sorry we started late today. I am on New York time, and I'm learning that New York tells you what time you arrive. So sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. We definitely understand. You're a busy woman doing a lot of different things related to your brand, I know. So thank you for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Before we get started, let me, just in case we have people who are joining us that have not met you before, just let me reintroduce you and we'll get this started. Jess Berger is the founder and CEO of Bundle and Joy, a fast-growing, purpose-driven pet brand sold nationwide in Walmart, Sprouts, and Whole Foods Market. A first-gen Latina and proud dog mom, she brings nearly 2 decades of experience from leadership roles at PetSmart and Nestle Purina. Jess made history as the first Latina to raise over $1 million in the pet industry, and was named one of Pet Age's Women of Influence. She's also a doctoral candidate in marketing and frequently mentors diverse entrepreneurs through her company, 3% Give Back. Her mission is to unleash more joy for pets, people, and the next generation of bold women leaders. Everyone, please help me welcome Jen Berger.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you.
We're so,
you.
Welcome.
Yes,
we're so
Greta and
happy
I
to
had
have
a
you
good
back.
chat. Yeah, we had a good chat earlier this year. But missed you, Dr. Bryant. So excited
Mhm.
to chat with you today.
Good, good. Very good. I'm glad to have you back. Glad to have you back and share more information about Bundle and Joy. Very impressive. You're in, you said Walmart, Sprouts, and Whole Foods.
Yes, and we just launched into PetSmart, about 566 locations and growing really quickly. We're in our third year of business and we have been hustling and running ever since.
That's
That's
wonderful.
fantastic. You know, before we really dive into the questions, let's explain to everyone, number one, what is Bundle and Joy, and what inspired you to create it?
So I have actually had Great Danes most of my adult life. They're a lot of fun, but they have a lot of allergies, sensitivities, health concerns. And I consistently found that, my Great Dane Winston was really struggling with skin issues, gut issues. And through a lot of trial and error, I worked in the pet industry. I've worked for 18 years. So I had a lot of, I guess, experience in the nutrition side, but I was really struggling to find things because I found that if I didn't give my dogs chicken, poultry, and I gave them probiotics, it made a really big difference. And so those two things kind of just drove me to develop products really for those sensitive pups that have a lot of allergies and sensitivities. Also in the industry, I knew the data that women buy 80% of pet products. And I didn't really see a lot of female founded companies in the space. And I felt really compelled to go out there and try to build something that was a bit more representative of real pet people.
Right. Just to back up for a second, please explain what probiotics is and how is that making a difference with your dog food as compared to others?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of people don't realize the impact of gut health on so many areas of your body, right? So for us as humans, super important. Gut health can lead to longevity, overall just well-being. And for our pets, probiotics specifically do so much to just build really healthy microbiome. So I think we're learning so much more. Dr. Bryant may even know more than me about the microbiome for dogs, but it's really tied to skin issues, longevity issues. I call it back end performance, what happens in the yard. So probiotics specifically are just going to help to create those really healthy bacteria and healthy microbiome that drive a lot of other things for the pet.
That's
And
great.
I think people have heard of prebiotics. Is that something that you use as well?
Yeah, so we use pre and probiotics. They actually work really well together in tandem. So one kind of gets rid of the bacteria, one kind of builds one. They work really well together, and so they're important. We always use them together in our food and our ingredients, and then we even have a pre and probiotic topper, which we usually recommend for times of transition, flying, traveling. A lot of this gut health that we're talking about today is so relevant when pets travel, and I think that's why it's really important to talk about. Last time we talked about some of the things that you can do before your pet prepares to travel, especially with the holidays coming up. To get that gut in a good spot before they start traveling, because traveling can be obviously so disruptive just overall to the pet. But if you get that gut health in a good space before you leave, you have a much better trip overall.
Definite. And even keeping, as you're saying, keeping consistency. I love it that you're in multiple locations. I mean, you're nationwide in a lot of prominent food chains, basically, and going into PetSmart is amazing. Um, this is perfect for traveling because God forbid you get somewhere and you run out of food or something happens. Who knows? You pack their food in your bag, but you didn't get your bag, and now you have an option to go to these different locations and purchase the food if need be. So very
Yeah.
important.
Yeah,
Very
and we're
important.
also busy, right? I mean,
Mhm.
us dog moms for sure, we're busier than ever. And so we really want to be wherever you are, right? That might mean that you're shopping online and having it delivered to your door. If you're traveling, I think a lot of people forget you can have stuff delivered to your hotel and, to in-laws and family members. That way, because I think there's this kind of, I don't know, this expectation for a lot of us when we travel, like we're going to have to change it up. We're not going to have their normal routine. And,
Nice.
it's actually easier than people think, right? To keep up that routine. And I think that's important to have convenience. And we offer tons of different ways you can get
Yeah.
your products on the go.
Yeah. For us, changing up our routine is great. Potentially great for us. We could try
Yeah,
different foods in different environments. But for your pet traveling, changing their diet midstream like that is not ideal, because worst case scenario, you're going to get vomiting and diarrhea. And now you have a potential medical emergency on your hands while you're
mhm,
away traveling. And that's not ideal. So this is great.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just launched some brand new daily boost powders at PetSmart. And what I love about them is we have three different varieties that you can use, but for traveling. And this is something new, even that Greta and I didn't talk about before. So we have a brand new topper, super light and small, fits in your suitcase really easy. It's a pre and probiotic topper. So it's just something you can put on top of their food while traveling. And again, that's going to keep things regular. And then we also have a new pumpkin and superfood topper. It's just 5 ingredients: pumpkin, apples, berries, and that's going to just get that fiber in and keep everything really regular as well. So I love that they are so easy to take with you, because they're light and you can put them, in your carry-on, which is awesome.
No, that's good. Very good.
So one of the questions that we have is, let's see, with Dr. Bryant's focus on pet travel, how does your how does your food support digestion, hydration, and calmness for pets on the move?
Yeah, and I think we talked about it a little bit, right? It's about kind of preparing in advance. So we're getting ready for holiday travel. Get started now. Get a prebiotic, probiotic, topper, something going now to start getting things, because there is a little bit of an adjustment period,
Mhm.
as we're trying to get that microbiome right. So I always recommend that. Hydration is also really important if you have a pup that's, you know, maybe not as inclined to, drink water or enough. Our third topper is actually, and I didn't plan this, but it is a bone broth and colostrum powder, and it can be mixed with water, and the dogs love the taste. And that colostrum is really just going to help with overall immunity. And again, it's like adding something tasty to their water if you know that your dog might struggle to drink water, especially when they're traveling. And there's so many great travel water bottles and things, of course, that you can get, but it's super important. I actually have an autoimmune disease myself, and I know when I travel, it is very difficult for my body. It can be really disruptive, and our pets have a very similar experience. And so I know I have to drink a lot more water than I normally do when I travel, and our pets are pretty similar.
Right. Hey, question for you, Jess. Do you have any products for cats at this point, or is that something maybe down the line, future development for you?
We get asked about cat all the time. I
Mhm.
love cats. And we're kind of hoping maybe a 2027 launch. So, it's crazy. I think about when I started just, about 3 years ago. We now have dry food, which is a gut health based formulation. We have human grade meals, which are shelf stable. They're also great for traveling. We have toppers, supplements. We've got dog toys. We have a little of everything. So
Mhm.
cat is probably maybe in the next 18 to 24 months.
That's good. And how about, again, specific, maybe calming type of items? How about that
Yeah,
for?
yeah, I'd be interested to hear your perspectives on calming. I think that a lot of calming products on the market, unfortunately, aren't really efficacious in my
Yeah.
experience, because a lot of them are ingredients that theoretically should calm your pet. But at the end of the day, kind of bring it back to the gut, right? Like I mean, there's that saying, you have like a gut feeling, or your gut drives a lot of your emotion. I think for our pets as well, if that gut's in a better state, they're going to be less anxious and less uncomfortable during travel. And so I usually recommend more gut supplements and support, for calming, because a lot of the calming products in the market, unfortunately, unless you're going to, go to an extreme, that's been my experience. How about you, Dr. Bryant?
Well, you know what? I know there's some calming products on the market. I've never personally used them to see that they really do work. to help them, but I do know there's certain brands that are out there. I believe Garena has something. And then I'm not sure personally on a level to say it definitely does work or not, but I know it's available. I wish there was a way, though, there was something that's supplement wise. And maybe, as you're saying, everything starts at the gut. And maybe that could be the answer to it instead of thinking of other items or products or supplements.
Yeah, and I think like a familiar item or a familiar treat has also, I have found to be really helpful. Some members of our community said their pets hate going to the vet.
Mhm.
It can be a kind of a traumatic experience, and they have now kept a bag of our treats in the car, and the dog associates, right, like car rides with this treating moment with the treat that they love. And so we do talk a little bit about association and
Yeah.
trying to associate things in a positive way. A familiar toy or a familiar blanket or something, like
Yeah.
it's just about creating as much, like you said, consistency and as much normalcy as home.
It's interesting because I think a lot of the newer veterinary practice models that are out there are focusing on making it more inviting for pets and their pet owner to come to it, where they're giving treats. I've seen, I believe, Chewy has now facilities where pet hospitals where it's set up differently how it's been in the past with most of them. So it's more inviting and more homey, and also offering treats to kind of, again, more positive associations with the visit and everything. So I think that's really important. So that's good that you have something out there to assist with that process too.
Hey, Jess, I wanted to create a tip list from you, but I want to do it in a different way. So let's assume you are talking to a avid fan of your food, and I'm getting ready to go on Thanksgiving trip is it next week? Thanksgiving's next week. Okay, so what should I pack or what should I prepare with Bundle and Joy's line? That would be the perfect travel companion.
Yeah, so super important would be to start a prebiotic and probiotic now. Get that started so you can get through that transition. And that way you can make sure your pup likes it. You get through that, couple days of the microbiome adjusting. For us, it's great. You obviously, because of that convenience we talked about, I would say save your money and don't pack it and have it shipped to your destination. We do have, if you're driving in the car, we do have our shelf stable. They're human grade stews. They're superfood stews. I've actually ate them all and they taste delicious. But they're made with human grade ingredients and they're made with a bone broth stew. And what's great about those is that's going to provide that hydration and they're also complete and balanced. Those would have to be checked or, shipped to your destination. But those are great. And they're also fun for a Thanksgiving meal, right? Like we get a big meal, they need to
They get something special too. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, just whatever those tools are that help you to get hydration down and really focus on that gut health. So important.
That's perfect. So, interesting question that we have for you. So, what would the Jess from 5 years ago be proud of today, and what might surprise her, I guess, from today?
Yes, I love this. I think, I left the pet industry in a corporate perspective 7 years ago and loved all the organizations that I was a part of. But I really just felt like something was missing. And I felt like there was an opportunity for me to go build and create something that didn't exist. And, I to think of the things that I've done even just this year. Right now, this week, I'm in New York and our brand is on a huge billboard here in Times Square.
Nice.
Like, I don't think that somebody could have told me that, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, and said, your dog Luna and your brand and something you've created is going to be in the middle of Times Square. So I think would it be a surprise?
Did
But the
you
thing go
did you
ahead.
take a picture of that yet? Did you take a picture?
Yes,
You
it's
need to
coming.
send us that.
Yes.
It's awesome.
We're
The
We're about to
conference.
post it. Yes,
Good.
we have been keeping it a little. You're getting actually a sneak peek because we haven't even told anybody yet. So
Oh, good.
don't
Thank
tell
you.
anybody.
Okay, what was telling you?
Yes. But the thing I'm most proud of is honestly just community. We are based out of Arizona. We've built such an amazing community. We really started community first before we ever
Mhm.
even launched a product, which I think is very contrary to how most people would build a business. And I'm just really proud to know our community, to, think of Morgan here in New York, who's been a customer for 3 years. And I messaged her when she had her baby and when I'm in town. It's like, I don't know, I've just built such amazing community and relationships with strangers. And I'm just really proud of that. Tomorrow, here in New York City, we're going to do a dog mom walk, and we have over 300 people RSVP'd to join us. And again, another thing that would have surprised me, but I just think it speaks to community, right? Like we all need community, and I'm just really proud of building something that brings people together. Dogs do a great job of doing that, and I'm really excited to be just a small part of it.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Congratulations, especially in three
Thank you.
years.
Thank you.
That really is a triumph, and it goes to show that all of the foods, all of the supplements, all of the things that you have that are there, healthy things that you have that are there for dogs. It really means a lot to the parents that are giving it to their dogs, and it speaks to the quality of everything that you have. So that really is a great testament.
Thank you. Yeah, we're really intending to give you and your pet more time for joy. And, we all want as many moments with our pets. And if gut health is something that we can focus on and support with our nutrition, to give you more time and more moments, and also just better quality of life for your pet, I think that's really what it's about. They do so much for us and they bring us so much joy. So this is just kind of a small way that we can, return the favor for them.
Absolutely.
Are you?
Is there, since we
Well,
are in the holiday season, is there anything special that you have coming out for the holiday? Any great sales that you want us to help you spread the news?
Absolutely. Right now on our website, bundlexjoy.com, you can get 40% off your first subscriptions. It's a great way to try all the products we were talking about. We understand it can be stressful trying new foods and trying new products. And so we want to kind of take some of that stress and out by giving you a discount. And then we also have what's called our everything bundle right now. It's one of every product. It's over $170 value, and we're selling it for $49 with
wow.
free shipping. So that is an amazing way to create a fun little gift. It comes with one of our dog mom totes. Again, just a way that we really just want to spread the awareness of products that can really make a difference. And so you get one each of our boosts, our treats, our stews, and a couple goodies too. So we have some really great deals on our website right now.
That's
That's fantastic.
outstanding. Hey, Jess, question for you. Okay, I have my niece's dog, Pac now. He's a French bulldog, and
Yes.
these French bulldogs, they have allergies. I believe I've solved his food allergy issue, but he still itches and scratches, which might be
Mm.
environmental. But um, would Bundle Enjoy have a product that would assist us in this process? Because most likely, I'm sure it's something with his digestive system, what's going on and everything.
Yeah.
So could you help me with this, you think?
Yeah, so we have so many Frenchies in our community.
Mm-hmm.
They are cute little love bugs, but they
Mm-hmm.
come with a lot of they're bougie. They need a little extra
Well,
help,
look,
right? And then
I think he's a sweetie, but he's a little gassy little thing over here. That's what
yes.
I say about him.
Yeah, so Frenchies, and I would say the vast majority of Frenchies that we meet, like doodle stains, there's definitely certain dogs that are more predisposed. We do see a really high percentage of allergy to
Mm-hmm.
poultry, so I definitely recommend that first. Also, a lot of Frenchies can kind of have like a lot of yeast issues. And so just being really limited into grains. I know there's a lot of misinformation and questions about grains out there, but honestly, it can really agitate yeast and allergies for some dogs. And then also probiotics. Probiotics, again, I have two Great Danes and they're not gassy. I'm really lucky. I can't imagine if I had gassy Great Danes,
Not yet.
it would
Yes, a
be.
great day would be tremendous.
Yes, two of them. So
Yeah.
again, those probiotics are super essential. So
Uh-huh.
Frenchies, I usually recommend limiting grains, removing poultry, and adding probiotics. So Dr. Brian, I think I need to send you some goodies. Yeah,
Yeah,
some early
you know what?
Christmas
I think
present.
I'll have to get that
The
pack
everything bundle. Yes.
gift for my mom. My mom also has a French kind of English bulldog mix too.
Yeah.
Kind of has. He's not itchy, but he has a gassy issue. But I'll have to get a bundle for her and get something for us here. In reference
Yes.
to it. Do you have? And again, I'm sorry asking basic flavors, but basic questions. But do you have like? Okay, you say no chicken and everything, but do you have
Yeah.
something like maybe lamb and rice or
Yeah.
salmon
So
or?
our core food, we have a wild caught salmon. That's our
Okay.
number one seller. It's
Awesome.
really great for allergy sensitive dogs, single protein. And then our second is our lamb. That's also going to be poultry free. That's a red meat recipe, really tasty, but also poultry free. So it kind of comes down to personal choice. And then we do actually have a chicken formula. We have lots of customers and pups that have no issues with chicken. So that's our third option, but all of them are going to have over 20 plant-based superfoods, prebiotics, and probiotics topically added. And then again, we have so many other things, but really, I would say every pup kind of within those three core proteins has a good solution that works for them.
Awesome. But another question for you. What makes you different from other companies? Are the other companies doing something similar or are they not touching on the probiotics or prebiotics?
Mhm. I think gut health, when I started this journey about 5 years ago, definitely was not a topic of
Right.
conversation.
Right.
I think more pet brands are starting to share a little bit more. I very proudly want to be the gut health brand for pets. And I think we're really well positioned to do that. It was obviously a huge reason of why I started. So yeah, I think it's something that, and I would say we are being pretty innovative. We just launched, our products with colostrum, an ingredient that is really taking off in the human space. So we want to keep bringing human nutrition into pet nutrition as quickly as possible, and kind of stay ahead of the trend. And then, yes, just being female founded. I know, it doesn't really matter to the pet, but at the end of the day, we're really proud to be female founded and really to give back. I think that that's one of the things that sets us apart. We give back 3% to support women in entrepreneurship in our local communities. We've been able to supply meals to over, I think, 200,000 pets. Like, we're constantly providing a lot of mentorship. I spend a lot of time with other small business owners. This has been a journey and I didn't have all the answers. And so I don't want to be the only one on this journey, and I want to bring a lot of people with me. So I do think that sets us apart.
Right. Awesome.
That's
What I like
fantastic.
what I like most about it is the fact that again, there's other brands that are out there and they might try to jump on the bandwagon, but this has
Mhm.
been your focus from day one, which sets you
Yes.
apart.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think we're so much more aware of our own gut health right now than we ever have been as humans. And so, um, again, so many of us have different health issues. I have an autoimmune, which I speak about. I've started to speak about a little bit more, right? And that just means that I have to be much more proactive about things like my gut and my daily health. And ironically, I sometimes think my dogs kind of are very similar. I'm like, are you
Mhm.
actually my child? Because you have the
Yes.
same health issues.
Uh-huh.
But gut issues are just are very common, and I think a lot of us don't always diagnose things at the root cause as humans. And I think I usually just challenge people,
Mhm.
take a quick week and a half and test it, doing a food elimination by removing that poultry, adding the probiotics, and see what happens. And I always say your dog is going to tell you. Your dog's going to tell you if it's working or if it's not working pretty fast.
Mhm.
So they have a good way of communicating with us still.
Yeah.
So I know that so number one, just like with humans, the probably the home base for good health is your stomach, your gut. So that's the same for humans and animals. And so, but after a little bit of time of living life and not doing right, you come down with something. So I know with people who get sick, they try to get healthy and live right. I guess what I'm trying to lean into is animals that end up getting cancer, which it seems like it's so prevalent these days. What would you recommend as, okay, my dog was just diagnosed with cancer. I'm sure whatever treatments are supposed to help, but I know if I can get a healthy gut going, that'll also increase its chances. What of your foods, what type of regimen do you recommend for our pups that end up getting cancer?
Yeah, I mean, I would just start off by saying, just like so many human friends and family members, cancer is not always preventable, right? And so there are many of us that have lost loved ones, and you kind of question what could have been different. And sometimes, you just can't control it. And I think that's the same with our pets. That being said, they are finding on the human side a lot more correlation of different diseases and things back to the gut. My own grandfather had a really bad case of dementia. And we cared for him, till his final days. And I started learning a lot more about dementia, and it's a lot about sugar and health and diet and all these different things, and it's like, wow, I don't think we give our guts enough credit. And so I think just being really proactive with prebiotics, probiotics at a minimum from day one. My pups have had gut health support since they were puppies, and I think making sure you're feeding a quality diet as best you can afford, that you're integrating things like prebiotics, probiotics. I think that's really what it's all about, because we can only control so much, if that makes sense.
Right. No, that's
Yeah.
that's a wonderful answer, because again, some of the cancers, if it were just one type, there's multiple types of cancers, and there's so many different reasons potentially of why it happened, or actually they may not even know why it's occurring in certain
Correct.
species.
Correct.
So you never know, but I do like your thoughts on just kind of start early with it.
Yeah.
Take care of their gut, and it just really, it's important to take care of your gut. And same as for them, and it's very important for us to do it as well. And
Yes.
Sometimes waiting till after and trying to remedy a situation after the diagnosis, maybe it's not the best way to do it, but it's not saying it can't help longevity, but still
100%.
start early
Yes.
and continue on with that. And we all need to take the advice with what you're saying, or as a couple, we need to be thinking about that for ourselves also too, and making these changes, starting young and going out, from young and going forward. So
Yeah, the importance of being proactive versus
Mhm.
reactive
Yes.
with our pets. I mean, even hip and joint supplements, I talk to a lot of, oh, my dog's starting to get older. I should start hip and joint. Okay, yes, start as soon as possible, because, it's actually best to start before they have an issue, because it
Right.
can be really difficult to address once it's already become an issue. So,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah, we need to all be proactive instead of reactive to situations that
Yes.
with us.
Yeah. I mean, better said than done, right? Sometimes I
Mhm.
think I take
I
care of my
know,
pets better than myself.
right?
But again, it's we all do our best. And I think that's a big part of Bundle and Joy as well. I felt at the time that there was just so much dog mom guilt, or just pet parent guilt. If you go on social media for 5 minutes, there's somebody telling you that what you're doing is killing your dog. And the reality is that a lot of times they are marketers trying to get you to, buy something. And I remember just feeling a little bit helpless because I couldn't find those solutions for my dog that, like I said, that were poultry free. And like, oh my gosh, I should be doing so much more, or I'm not feeding the right food. And I didn't want to create a brand and a community and products out of fear, and guilt. I wanted to create something that gives you options. What are the things that you can afford to do? What are the things you're comfortable with? And I think that's important. I think it's important to not tell someone there is a single way to do things. maybe that's wrong. Maybe I should be more of a pushy salesperson and tell you, oh, my food's the only option.
Mhm.
Even when I talk to pet owners at events and markets, I say, hey, even if you're not feeding my food, here's what I recommend because I really just want them to have a better quality of life.
Right.
Right.
I like that. I like that.
Absolutely. So, with, so, okay. So I'm a brand new dog owner. Just got my baby. I just adopted him from the rescue, and it's a puppy,
Yay.
6 weeks old. No, I'm pretending.
Oh, okay. I was like,
So-
oh, you have a puppy. That's awesome.
no, I just adopted a puppy. Okay, so I saw your discussion on Facebook Live with Dr. Nelva Bryant, and that we
Hmm.
should start early with a good health. So, do you have a line for puppies? And then the second part of my question is, what is a daily regimen if I don't know my dog's
Sure.
health just yet?
Yeah, so we definitely don't know allergies out of the gate. And so, our foods are actually rotational. So you can actually feed them together and mix it up. So we have some pet owners that buy multiple flavors and mix it up because their dog's microbiome can handle that. So I think there is a little bit of exploring in the beginning to see what your pet that, takes well to. For us, the probiotics, prebiotics, it's a scoop. So it's just a daily scoop that you put on their food. So I'd recommend starting that right away. Also, the pumpkin and superfoods can give kind of that daily fiber. I think I just do one in the morning, one at night. You can do. Colostrum is also great, but that might be something you add later. Because you don't necessarily want to start out, with so many products. And then, yeah, I think it's about exploring what works for your pet in regards to food. Our foods all meet the requirements of puppy levels. My Great Danes, I have brother and sister Great Danes from a local rescue, and they started on our wild caught salmon day one, the minute that I got them, and they've thrived. We're at the vet very little, and they have really healthy coats, and so yeah, I think it's just about kind of testing and learning. But the earlier you can get those probiotics in and prebiotics, the better. It's just going to help in the growing process. There's just so many benefits.
Yeah.
So it
It's
sounds like the prebiotics and probiotics aren't for old dogs like old people. This is
No.
something you can start from being a baby.
Yeah, because the other thing is if you have a healthy microbiome as a human or as a pet, you're also going to absorb more new of the nutrients from the food. So healthy gut means you get more of that healthy benefit of everything that you're eating. And so it just kind of sets you up on a good path.
That's
yeah.
fantastic.
We've got a healthy gut, healthy digestion. That's
Yes,
really
we
good.
say unleash a happier gut with Bundle and
Yes.
Joy.
Yes. That's good. I wonder,
Dr.
just thinking to myself, I wonder because you're saying you can interchange with your products because they have a
Hmm.
healthy microbiome. So you can change, we say, between salmon or the lamb or what have you with no
Hmm.
digestive problems. Now, routinely though, if you switch from one brand to another and everything,
Correct.
the dog will have most likely develop diarrhea because any change in their system, that's the response they'll have. But
Hmm.
again, that's not taken into impact their well, it's because their biome is probably off now. You've just said,
Yeah, it doesn't work for every dog by any
yeah.
means, right? My dogs, no way, they're any change of protein, it's significant for them with their allergies, but again, I formulated each of the diets so that they are rotational, so you can do that. And ultimately, a healthy microbiome is kind of mixed with a lot, has a good mix, right?
Mhm.
Of things happening, right? As humans, we should be eating lots of different types of food, different colors, right? Different types of formats. And that's going to help kind of produce that healthy microbiome. So that's also important for dogs. So if you have a dog and you're just doing kibble every single day and that's all you ever do, you know, maybe your pet's microbiome isn't going to flourish as much if you added a topper or you added some of these other things in. So we just again provide those options to kind of give that variety, and every dog is unique. So
Yeah, every dog is unique because I mean, some I'll just say my mother's dog, he's finicky. You know, there's some
Mhm.
days that could be the same thing that, or she'll put out something similar for kibble with supplement with vegetables or something on top of it. And then this one day he doesn't want it, but he's hungry,
Yeah.
but he doesn't want it. And then he waits until the end of the day and then he will eat it. But he's finicky. So this would be great for those dogs that sometimes they just want a little bit different, you know, and a little variety. And you can still get all the nutrients you need and prosper. So
Yeah,
this is great.
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you guys so much. I'm excited for pets to be traveling a little
Yeah.
bit less anxious.
Yeah.
We've got these great offers on your website right now. So definitely go check out bundleexjoy.com. If you're not already following us, please follow us on all of the social channels. We're going to be posting that sneak peek of our
Okay.
Times Square billboard here shortly. So
That's
everyone will
so
get to see
exciting.
that.
So exciting. Well, definitely
Yeah.
looking forward to seeing the big announcement with it, but I'm glad you shared it with us a little
Yes.
prematurely. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, you got the first look.
Awesome. Awesome.
That's
Happy
fantastic.
holidays. Yeah, thank you so much.
Well, thank you for jumping. It looks like you're in a bathroom, but thank you for finding a place that you can talk with us
I'm not
privately.
I'm not in the bathroom, I promise. I am in a hallway here in
Oh, thank you so much, Jess.
yes,
Appreciate it.
in a studio here in New York City, but
Okay.
I wanted to still make the time and appreciate you guys. And again, happy
Thank you.
Thanksgiving and happy holidays.
Same to you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jess. We love you to death. So
Mhm.
everyone, if you don't follow, if you want to learn more about Bundle and Joy, definitely go to their website. And then you can also follow them on Instagram and LinkedIn to keep up in what they're doing and see the picture of on Times Square. But thank you so much, Jess, for finding some time in a hallway to join us. And we look forward to following your travels next year.
Yes.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, Jess.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
joining us today. And I'm very proud to know you. And I'm just going to follow you and see how you excel. I'm very happy to know you. So thank you so much. And congratulations to your success.
Thank you. And thanks for all that you guys do to help pets, travel safe. I think that's super important as well.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I think
Well, for
that's it.
now,
Yeah. Mhm.
yep,
Go
this
ahead.
is our last Facebook Live for November. We wish everyone a fantastic Thanksgiving. We hope that you can get there safe, whether it's by car or plane. But just like Jess said, make sure that you ship some of your pet's favorite foods to your destination. Hopefully, it's Bundle and Joy, and take care of your pet over the holidays. We look forward to seeing you in December. Until then, bye-bye, everyone.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.